but a team that have started probably better than anyone could imagine. They don't normally start till Christmas. They've started this year in August, and we've got Phil, who's our Everton fan. Phil, how are you, sir?
Yeah, not so bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Unbelievable. 3-0 away at Swansea. You couldn't imagine that.
No, it was a fantastic result. Last season we played Swansea at their place, and exactly the same game plan as we executed today. We pressed them really high up the pitch, didn't give them any time to play their passing game, and then passed them off the park ourselves.
I mean, if you look at your next 3 games, Phil, you've got Southampton, Wigan, and QPR. I mean, realistically, this start could be incredible. I mean, the bookies make you a 6-1 shot to finish in the top 4. As an Everton fan, how high do you think you can go?
Well, I think it's far too early, and I mean, I've been an Everton fan long enough to know that we can snatch anything from anything. This could end. We could pick up 2 points for our next 3 games, but you say those 3. I'd add Liverpool in there as well as winnable games. I think Liverpool games after QPR, so
Well, while we're on that, what about the shift in maybe Everton becoming the top side in Liverpool?
Again, I think it's a little bit too early to say. I mean, I'd love to be here saying, yeah, it's all going to happen, but I'm not that kind of person, unfortunately. Certainly with the start we've had and the games coming up, I would be expecting at least 7 points from the next 3, and the derby's a bit of a lottery. But Liverpool have had a slow start, but I still genuinely think Brendan Rodgers is a very good manager, and eventually he'll get them playing the football that he wants them to play. And I think they're in a false position at the moment. They've had a difficult start, and they will start climbing the table in the next few games, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Everton, I mean, Fellaini today was absolutely superb. Again, he scored, set up the goal, scored a worldie, could have scored a couple of other goals. Can you keep hold of him? I mean, what he said to the Belgian press was misquoted and all that kind of stuff. But if Man United come in, they're crying out for someone in that position. He's pivotal in your aspirations of this season.
Well, absolutely. We're very lucky to have him, and every player has his price. I don't think Moyes will be letting him go on the cheap. Certainly, I think, if some club did come in with silly money, your United's, like you say, you would be absolutely ideal for United. I think Arsenal as well. I mean, Diaby's kind of come to the fore this season, but he could play in any big team in the world for me. He's an absolutely sensational player. He can either play in that role he's been playing this season, just behind the main striker, or you can put him as a defensive mid, just breaking up play, spreading the ball around. I do think he's better as an attacking player, but I mean, the start to the season he's made has been absolutely first rate, and long may it continue. If we can keep him fit for the majority of the season, then, like you were saying before, top 4 is by no means beyond us.
I'll tell you, the thing is, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching Everton this season. I mean, I really, really have. The way they play, the passion, and they're playing a quality of football, I think, superb. But there's 2 underrated players, I think. I think Hibbert has been sensational this season, what I've seen him on the telly. And I also think the goalkeeper. Today, he pulled off some absolutely worldly saves. And he's a very underrated goalkeeper, Tim Allen.
He is massively. He got a little bit of undue stick, I thought, in the game on Monday against Newcastle. When he conceded those 2 goals, but Tim is he's a world-class keeper in his own right. When we signed him from United, I think every Evertonian knew that we were getting a world-class keeper, and he's year in, year out, he's proved that. And Hibbert, he's a bit of a fan's favourite now, primarily because I think it's 310 games now he's gone without actually scoring a senior goal, a friendly goal aside. But now he's played really well. I mean, for me, I think the most underrated player in the Everton team is Darren Gibson. I know he's injured at the moment, but he's been arguably our best player for the last 6 to 8 months before Fellaini and Payne come to the fore in the early part of this season. Gibson just he allows us. He breaks down the play. He passes the ball to the wings really, really efficiently and quickly. Another one that the fans were saying, "What on earth are you doing, Davey?" When he came to the club, but he's been absolutely magnificent. And him alongside the likes of Howard and Hibbert. And the options we've got now, I mean, it's still a relatively threadbare squad, but you look at the attacking options we've got now and the players that can come in. Naismith coming off the bench today, Jelavic started off for a couple of weeks, and Ichby was excellent today as well. He seems to have actually grown up in the last, since the start of the season. He was a little bit petulant, almost teenage-like. He's only 24 now, and he's been playing, since he got his chance coming on for Yelich in the Newcastle game. He hasn't looked back, and it's really, really good to see because, again, another one that the fans have in the previous seasons got on the back of him. But, you know, he's stepped up now, and if we've got options like him, you know, either to bring on or to start games, then we are looking very good at the moment.
Phil, I think it's fair to say that the majority of the time, Everton are underrated from goalkeeper right through to manager. And I think the manager has to take so much credit for the way that he set his side up today. He went there, he pressed high up the pitch, he made them go from back to front, which they cannot do, and he just completely got it right. Now, the one person that hasn't had a mention yet is Leon Osman. There's absolutely no way that player can continue doing what he's doing without getting plaudits.
Well, that's it. I mean, for me, like, he must be like on Hodgson's list of kind of like potentials to be in the England squad. And I would say that for the last couple of seasons. Osman is like, well, for me, he's the most underrated player in the Premier League. I mean, I know I'm biased, but you know, another superb player. Another one, a little bit like an Ichby a few years ago when he was about 23, 24. The fans were getting on his back. He had a loan move to Derby, came back and hasn't looked back since. You know, a wonderful footballer, very strong for like such a small player. He's able to brush past tackles with ease, good vision. He's a brilliant little footballer, and you know, I wouldn't be too surprised if in the next 6 to 8 months, you know, in one of these friendly games, Hodgson doesn't like bring him in and have a look at him.
Phil, congratulations today, mate. We'll hopefully we'll speak to you next week when you're telling us how well Southampton played and picked up the 3 points at Goodison Park. Exactly. Good luck to you, mate.
Good luck, Phil. Cheers, mate.
Phil, our Everton fan, who's overjoyed at the 3-0 away win at Swansea.